everybody, this is Matthew Movies coming at you with my buddy UnionJackGamer.
And everyone calls me UJ for short. We got Pop Chat here, and we've got the Star Wars wave of New York Comic Con releases. So we're gonna jump straight into it. Okay, first one, Matthew. K2SO, what do you think of this one?
I don't really have much of an opinion of it, to be honest with you. I think it kind of seems like a fairly cool sculpt, I guess, but it doesn't really excite me all that much. It's just the K2SO droid looking somewhat different. What do you think?
No, don't like it. No, I think
No?
it's no. I just think it's lazy. It's as for an NYCC exclusive, New York Comic Con and San Diego Comic Con are the 2 times of the year where we put effort into Pops. This is not putting effort into Pops. If we look at the original K2SO mold, yes, they've adjusted the body slightly, but essentially they've stuck a gun in its hand. That's it.
Yeah,
there's nothing special.
I'll say this for it. Like, I don't even disagree with you at all. Like, I can tell you right now, this is definitely not one that I'd want to go out and get. But I'll say this. I do think if this was the first K2SO pop, I think it would be far superior to the previous one, especially in the fact that it actually looks like it would stand up. Like, I have the K2SO pop, and I've had to basically attach it because I'm an out-of-box collector to a bottom, because otherwise it falls over because it's so just so narrow and straight down and pretty plain looking. Like, I definitely think that this is a more interesting K2SO pop, but at the same time, the idea of a K2SO pop in and of itself isn't overly awesome in my view. The one other thing I will say for it is it does bring to mind the end of Rogue One, and you've seen Rogue One, right?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
So I'm not going to go into any spoilers or anything like that, because obviously I'm against that if you watch my channel at all. But that whole piece of that film with him, it was fantastic.
Yes.
So that in and of itself too is a positive for it. But I will 100% agree with you that as just a pop in and of itself, there's nothing about it that grabs me. No. Everything that I like about it, I'm kind of bringing to it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, it does make total sense. I mean, I can see what you've just referenced to. They've kind of done that with the bullet marks on his chest, but they are so small and so hard to see. You wouldn't look at that and go, oh, that's that scene in the film. You'd look at that and go, that's K2SO holding a gun. That's how you'd look at it. So I would have rather have seen, this might be a spoiler, but an arm blown off or something, you know.
Sure.
Just to sort of give it more remnants to that end of scene. Whereas, yeah, I just think it's a bit lazy, and it's certainly not one on my list. No.
Yeah, no, I can't blame you for that at all.
No. Okay, so moving on, then we got Saw Gerrera. And I'm kind of glad you came in on me with this one, because this just brings straight back to Bodhi from San Diego Comic Con, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Why?
Now,
Why wasn't this a pop anyway?
Well, at least there is a Saw Gerrera pop out there. Unlike Bodhi, there was no Bodhi other pop, right? At least there is a different Saw Gerrera pop. Like, you don't see him with, like, the previous one, he's got the mask, all that stuff, right? So at least there is a Saw pop out there. So my degree of irritation that they've done this is far less. But I do agree with you that this does seem like something that should have been readily available, because he is a major character, and I don't know if I've ever mentioned him to you before, but I loved his character in the movie. Like, I thought he was awesome, from the voice and the presentation, and when you see him, the way he looks as the film progresses, all that stuff, I thought was awesome. So at least it has that going for it, but I agree with you 100%. It makes no sense that this was not already a thing.
I know. I mean, in terms of the detail, yes, I like the detail. The fact that they've put in, like, the sort of the 1 foot, they've got all the tubes on him and stuff. They made him actually look like he's a battered old man, which is good. Having said that, in terms of availability, it should have just been available anyway, and we should be having some kind of exclusive for NYC, not just the pop itself. So, yeah. We're sorry we sound really negative, but these are our honest opinions. So, sorry.
I'll say this in advance. I'm not going to be negative about all of these.
No, I'm not, no. So, next we move on to another Rogue One, which is Jin in the Mask from, obviously, that scene, again, we're not going to give spoilers, but that scene in the film.
Yep.
Thoughts on this one, Matthew?
I'm really torn on this specific pop because I think from a presentation perspective, I really like it. I think it looks cool. I think the helmet on her looks awesome, and I liked that whole sequence and the whole concept of why she looks the way she does is awesome. But at the same time, I'm starting to get to the point with her where I'm like, okay, I just can't get overly excited about another Jin pop. There's so many of them that I just have Jin fatigue.
Yeah, I'm the same. There is a bit. They have kind of Jin overkilled with it, although she was the main character in the film. So
sure. I mean, if there's anybody in the film that you get that fatigue for, it makes sense that it would be her. But
exactly.
Still, I don't know. For me, if you're gonna put out a exclusive of a character from a Star Wars, I mean, it's such a vast universe. You could have done something a little bit more exciting, which I think they did do in the rest of the line. But for me personally, I can't get too stoked about this one.
No, I'm the same as well. And also as well, she should be holding a gun. In this scene, she had a gun, okay? Yeah. It was right the way through. Again, I'm not trying to give spoilers, but if you've seen the movie, you know what happens. And there was a lot of guns. So there should have been a gun. Because they weren't doing anything very light and happy here. They weren't off to get a bowl of cereal. They were off to... And that's as much as I can say without giving away the entire movie. But
although, just imagine how different that movie would be if they were trying to get a bowl of cereal. That would be pretty interesting.
Oh my god! If they were trying to get a bowl of cereal that was Stardust, that was actually called Stardust. Imagine. Well, it's totally if you haven't seen the film, you'll pick up on what we say later on. But yeah, imagine if they were going for a bowl. Oh, actually, yeah. No, this is our idea. Don't steal this, okay? We thought of this. Rogue One, but Rogue Cereal Bowl, okay? Yep. This is our idea. Disney and Lucasfilms and everything, you cannot copyright this from us, okay? We want all merchandise and rights to it. Okay, right. Alright, okay. So, moving on to the next one, which is another Rogue One. We really are eking this out, is the Death Star droid White. Thoughts on this one, Matthew?
Do you remember this character at all?
Okay.
So, I'll be honest with you. I do not remember a white version of this character, but I remember the character, and I thought it was an awesome-looking character. Like, the droid, I think, is so cool with, the massive-looking eyes and all that stuff. So, just based on... Even though I don't remember the white variant, I think it's pretty awesome-looking. I mean... I will say this, I wish the mold of the body was a little less reminiscent of the look of C-3PO.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that head, to me, I think looks awesome.
It does. It looks like a proper, almost like alien. It's got the big bug eyes. It's got the snorkel. It's got everything you would expect to see in an alien robot, because we are in an alien universe. It's Star Wars. Yep. So, the only thing is I would have liked to have possibly seen it in a chrome, but I think I might have been asking too much for that.
Honestly, I had the exact same thought. And this droid does look an awful lot like a classic droid from the original trilogy that was chrome and, metallic and looked freaking awesome. It was barely in the series at all. It was one of those, throwaway one-shot characters. And it's stuck with me all of those years, which is a large portion of the reason why this pop excites me.
Cool. Well, yeah, I can say I probably won't be getting it.
No,
but I do think it looks cool.
I'll be honest with you. Whenever I look at these pops, I barely even look at it from the perspective of something I would get because they're so difficult to get your hands on for the most part that I've after years of collecting now I've learned to not try to get my hopes up in most regards in that fashion. So especially here in Canada and I know you in the UK as well.
We're getting it a lot better. Okay, sometimes we do really get it better. Some other parts of the world, I do honestly feel sorry sometimes. Such as Stormtrooper Cody, which we got 2 months before you all did. So because of Walgreens, baby. So, we'll move on next one to finally, we're out of Rogue One. We're now in with Dengar. Who is this, Matthew? I have no idea who this is!
Okay, now, I always thought it was pronounced Dengar, but you may or may not be right. I don't know for sure. But, you've seen the original trilogy, right?
I have, yes.
Okay, do you remember the scene where Darth Vader employs a bunch of bounty hunters to go get Han?
Oh, yeah.
And that's where you see like IG-88 and Bosk and all that. This is the most plain and least exciting bounty hunter that they employ. The guy who looks like a guy with a wrap over his head and like kind of scarred up face.
I've no idea. I can't even a glimpse in my head. I can't even get it. I've no idea who this is. Did they really need to make a pop? Really?
The only way in which this makes sense to me, because I agree with you 100%, this is not exciting for me at all in any way, because like I said before, he was the least exciting of the bounty hunters, and that pop looks about as plain as possible, like from the coloring to the whole, like, I mean, you can see, if you look really closely, that you can see some scarring on his face,
yes,
but you have to really, really look in there, and so it's definitely not exciting. The only way in which this makes sense to me is that they have already put out pops of pretty much all of those other bounty hunters, like Bosk, IG-88, obviously, Boba, the whole nine. So for the completists out there who want to have all of the 6 of them, I don't know if this is the final one, but it's definitely one of the final ones. So I could see it making sense just in that regard. But otherwise, I agree with you 100%. This is just looking at it bores me to tears.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, when I saw this, I was like, God, I really hope Matthew knows who this is tomorrow, because if not, we're just gonna both sit here and be like, but no, I had no clue. It does not excite me. I'm not getting this pop, and I'm moving on. We're moving on now to probably the most exciting thing they released, which is the Boba Fett. It's not actually classed as a pop ride, but I'm saying it's a pop ride with the slave car. I mean, wow. Okay, what a way to end a sentence. I mean, seriously, isn't this just so freaking cool?
Oh yeah. And like, do you remember the scene in I think it was Attack of the Clones, where like the chase scene between him and Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Yeah.
I loved that sequence, and it's one of the few things in the prequels that I think is awesome, because like, I loved the sound design of it when where Boba Fett was launching basically the concussive grenades, the like boom noise that they set off was awesome. So not only do I associate this ship with Boba Fett, who's obviously one of the coolest characters in Star Wars, but the ship itself is awesome both visually and weaponry wise. So I don't know how this could be more cool. I really don't. I think this is awesome from beginning to end. I do agree with you 100%. I have absolutely no idea what makes this supposedly not a ride. I don't understand that part at all, but
I do. It's Funko and licensing. That's they can't class it as a ride. So technically, by not adding they're putting on a stand. It's not a ride. Okay, it's just sort of like a statue. It's the same ride we haven't, which is one thing I like about Star Wars when it comes to exclusives, because we never get any Daubs, because they don't have the license for those. Thank God. We never see pint-sized heroes, but they'd be random bags anyway. And the only other thing they've got is mystery minis. So, and they haven't got rock candies for Star Wars. No, they haven't. So I'm kind of glad that it's all pop. So
no, I mean, I don't really collect any of the other stuff, so I couldn't agree with you more there. But yeah, I hadn't thought about that until you said that. But it is funny, the intricacies of merchandising rights.
No, to be honest, I kind of agree with them. I mean, not with the rides thing, but with the other thing. But this, in terms of a pop, though, the only thing is that I'm kicking myself because I met his actor like 3 months ago. Oh, if I could have got this signed, it'd be worth a fortune. Not that I'm ever in it for the money, but it just...
No.
It'd
be worth a fortune for you.
Yeah. I wish I had this, because this is so cool. So...
Sure.
I can see this is gonna literally fly off the shelves. Like, this is gonna be with the Dragon Zord. This is just gonna fly off the shelves. People are gonna want this, no problem.
Yeah, it's gonna be impossible to get unless you're right there when it first becomes available wherever you are. This is definitely one that you're gonna have to be really on the ball if you want to have it in your collection, and it certainly is one that's worthy of that level of attention, because it's freaking awesome.
I've heard that Walmart have got the license for this. That's the rumor I've heard. That is not official, but I've heard Walmart have got it. So that'll be Americans online only. Over this way, Europe, I don't know. I'll tell you when I know. That brings us to the end. Is there anything else you want out of NYCC, Matthew?
Nothing's really jumped out at me too much, to be honest with you. What like, I know you've done the videos in the past, but was there anything that really jumped out at you?
Well, obviously the Dragon Zord pop. I have heard a rumor that there is an animation wave coming, and apparently there's a Super Sailor Moon pop coming in that, along with some special thing from Dragon Ball that I didn't understand. That is the rumor I have heard, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. But yeah, at the moment, the only thing I'm buying from is the DC wave. I possibly will try and get the Boba Fett ride, but other than that, I have to admit, which is kind of good for my bank balance, because I way overspent at San Diego Comic-Con, like, way overspent. So, yeah, that's
the trials and tribulations of collecting.
Well, yeah, that says it all. So that's it for this pop chat, everyone. Please go subscribe to our channels. They are just there. Please subscribe to us. And, well, I'll see you in my next pop chat video. I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.